There's a very simple, easy change you can make that will probably bring about the biggest impact on the environment that you'll ever make, and it'll only take you about 30 minutes. So we tell you all the time on this show that you should vote with your wallet. That'll make a change in the environment, right? You go to a store, you buy from companies that are green, that care about the environment, and that will take your money away from companies that aren't green. And that's great. This is going to have an impact on the companies, and in turn, that'll have an impact on how they behave. But you also spend money when you're not spending money.
What?
Yeah, unless you keep all your money in your mattress, you have a bank account, right?
Right. Yeah, they have way better vaults than my mattress.
Yeah, I mean, banks make a lot of sense. They safely hold your money, and they allow you to move it all around and do stuff with it, but they don't really keep it all in a vault. You know that, right?
Well, then where is it?
You're thinking of this place all wrong, as if I had the money back in a safe. The money's not here. Well, your money's in Joe's house.
Yeah, it's loaned out to people and businesses, which is great, but there's one problem.
Okay, what's that?
What if your bank is lending out money to companies that you don't believe in?
Okay, like who?
Well, check out this list from banktrack.org. It's from their Banking on Climate Change 2019 report that they put out every year, showing how much banks invest in fossil fuels. Because I know that fossil fuel companies are not something that you're really big on.
Right. No, I'm definitely not. But wait a minute. Why are these banks giving money to fossil fuel companies?
Okay, so let's take a step back for a second. How do banks make money?
Fees?
They do make money from fees, but banks make most of their money by loaning your money out and getting interest on those loans.
But then why do fossil fuel companies need loans? Aren't they already rich?
Well, fossil fuel companies have to continually explore for new wells. They have to buy drilling equipment. They have to build pipelines and refineries and ships, etc.
Don't they just pump more money out of the ground?
Well, it's not like solar or wind where you build a wind farm or a solar farm and then the energy just keeps flowing day in, day out. Oil and coal and natural gas are a finite resource. You drill and you pump, and soon that well is depleted. And you have to move on to more drilling and more pumping, and you constantly need more money for that.
So banks loan them the money to keep them running?
Exactly. But what if they didn't?
Awesome. I'm going to call my bank.
You're going to do what? Wait, what? What are you doing? You're calling your bank? They're not going to take you seriously. Hang on. Hang up. They're not going to... What are you going to tell them? Take my money out of fossil fuels?
Yeah.
There are a few banks. There's a group called Partnership for Carbon Accounting Financials, and they started in 2017. The partnership is to standardize carbon accounting for the financial sector, and they have announced more than 50 financial institutions worldwide representing $2.9 trillion in assets that have committed themselves to assess and disclose the greenhouse gas emissions of their loans and investments.
Okay, so how does this help me?
Well, there are banks around the world that have agreed to follow these principles so that you can keep your money in the banks that aren't loaning your money to fossil fuel companies.
Okay, so what banks? How do I find them?
Well, PCAF has a list of member banks, and we posted links to them by country in the show notes below. I've done some research into the U.S. PCAF banks, and I'm going to start moving my accounts to Amalgamated Bank this week. They're a bank that actually seems to care about the things that I care about. And I just want to point out, if you go to most bank websites, there's usually like a page about us, and you go to that, and there's lots of friendly looking people that are like, we like to help the world with our bank. But what's nice about this list we just talked about is it's actually showing you where your money's going in terms of fossil fuels. And that's really powerful. Yeah, so I want to be clear. The banks on the PCAF list, it doesn't mean they're 100% fossil fuel free. It just means that they disclose what they invest in so that you can actually take a look at it and decide if it's right for you.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay, I know what most of you are feeling right now because we're in the same boat. Setting up a bank account is like going to the dentist for us. The thought of filling out forms and looking up account numbers and all that is not very appealing, but a few minutes of work and you're done. And then every day, your money is working for clean energy instead of against it.
Because as we speak, I bet most of us have our money tucked away in banks that are happily loaning our money to big oil. Coal plants are buying new machinery with our money. Oil companies are fracking with our money. We don't get to check a box on our bank account to tell our banks how we feel. We have to tell them how we feel just like we do it with every other corporation, by voting with our money.
And in this case, we have to take our money out and bring it to a bank that operates responsibly.
Thanks so much for watching this Now You Know clip.
Head over to Now You Know channel for full episodes of Tesla Time news and in depth.
And if you want to treat yourself and your family to something amazing, check this out.
Jesse and I have been enjoying Masterclass, where we've been learning all sorts of fun topics from the masters themselves. Magic from Penn and Teller. Yes, that Penn and Teller.
Filmmaking from Spike Lee. Yeah, that Spike Lee.
TV writing from Shonda Rhimes.
Acting from Helen Mirren.
And so many more.
Click the link down below to support our channel and experience what it's like to learn from the masters at Masterclass.